Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is the reverse retrospective. Vancouver Canucks 1.0. Shrams and John, take it away.
You
Got
re-
some place to be,
you really
Phil?
rushed that one. Wow.
Yikes.
Okay. Let's turbo episode.
I know we can be seen. One, we're in white. Two, it's hard to not be seen with a gradient background.
Yeah, we stand out no matter where we are in it because it's a gradient. Gradients don't belong in sports.
They're not
jerseys.
gradient. They're not. That you know what that didn't.
You workshop that.
Not gonna go
We'll come
back
back
to
to
that
that. So Vancouver Canucks first reverse retro. They went from the gradient to what has been nicknamed the Sprite can, for reasons I think are obvious. What do we think of the original?
Outside of it being a gradient jersey, I like the logo. I think that is hands
the
down
logo's good.
my favorite logo that the Canucks have ever done.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's not a great jersey.
I mean, this is in our worst of lists for a reason. I mean, look at all the jaggedness happening here. What is going on with this? Why is this all jagged? Yeah, it's very, very future.
The mountains.
It was future before future.
I mean, BC is mountainous, so maybe
Maybe there's a reason. Maybe they just thought jagged lines, and it's the '90s. And
yeah.
So is this a good jersey?
No.
Is this a good jersey?
No.
I think it's better. I mean, we got rounded shoulders already. This seems softer than this one. Certainly without silver getting in the way. I think it's a little more palatable.
Yeah.
Silver in the logo, but nowhere else, which I think also helps to make it pop because it doesn't have the same color that this one does.
It's not fighting it out. And like you said, in our worst stuff, you can't go from blue to red. It's not a natural gradient.
No, they almost always clash. You got to be very careful with blue and red together.
Blue to green, though, it's an improvement.
Certain languages, blue and green aren't different colors.
Yeah,
they're the same color of different shades. Yeah. And so, like to have that, it is very natural, and I think it's a whole lot. It's effervescent, like the Sprite.
Oh my god,
effervescent. Is it a good reverse retro?
No.
No.
This logo has too much difference for me. Like if you wanted to take this in color scheme and everything, it has to be. We've silvered that out, and I don't know if I care for that.
See, I think it is because it takes the original idea and it translates it well. It translates into the current color scheme.
Much
it's an
more
update.
Appealing. Okay, I'll give you that.
I guess it's less reverse retro and more update. I want them to do an update series. Take jerseys that were off the mark and fix them, or update them to the current colors. I think this would be one of the better examples I'd give, to be honest.
So would you say this is a better updated version?
It's a better update than it is a reverse retro.
Because if it were true reverse retro, but what colors do you reverse retro this to? I think there's too much going on in that logo.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you reintroduce red to the color scheme? I don't think that's a win.
Putting red in here would
just totally ruin it. I mean, the other color scheme was gold, black, and that orange. Yeah. Like, you can't put any of that in. Silver, using the silver in a different way, I think might be the only way that this actually functions.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good reverse retro sense. Like we did the Bruins. Like Bruins, took it, flopped it, and that was that.
And it actually looks almost better.
It's fantastic.
It's better.
This, I don't think you can do that with it. And maybe it's not fair to say it's a bad reverse retro. You can't do this.
They picked a bad jersey to reverse retro, probably.
Yeah, that's the best way to put
I mean, if they played a spaghetti and did that in green and blue, you do the flying V in green and blue. I've heard people wanting that.
Could be fun.
Because they don't know how terrible it would actually be. You take the stick and rink and put it in black, gold, and orange. Like, why not? But this was not a great pick. I don't think.
Not a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, they've updated it. It looks okay for an update. And one of the few RR ones I actually wanted.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it initially. That sold out.
Yeah.
It's in the pantheon of reverse retro jerseys. It's probably bottom third.
I would say that they were pandering too much to the reverse retro being a cash grab on retro things right now, and people want that 90s nostalgia back in their life. A simpler time, something where you grew up in this era and you love seeing all the changes and all the cutting edge technology when it comes to jerseys, but I don't think it was a smart idea. I think we're landing on this wasn't a smart choice.
Yeah, and even if they wanted better nostalgia, probably taking this plate of spaghetti and putting it if people love that '90s, early '90s This is late 90s, 2000s. Yeah, it's just off the mark.
Now, that being said, when we talk about their second reverse retro, we go from possibly the bottom of the barrel to maybe.
Well, because no one remembers the original, and they completely like changed everything.
Yeah.
But like who has the original Vancouver Canucks WHL? Like I'm not even sure what league that was because it was a minor league team before the NHL team.
Right.
Who has that? Just like the NHL has never made this Sharks one. They've never put that back out. I'd have to find some other alternative manufacturer in order to do that.
Yeah.
It's and maybe that's why these are good.
Yeah.
You can't find the original. Maybe none of us who have these are looking like, well, I have the old one. Like, no one does. It's never been back out to do. So I don't know. Lots of thoughts on lots of things with it, but
in this instance, I think to wrap everything that we've said, like it was just a bad choice. Yeah.
But I like what it became.
Yeah, sure.
I
gotta be with it.
So with all that, I guess that's going to wrap up a rather interesting look at it hasn't thrown back far enough. I guess it's need another 20 years before this looks decent.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's Shrems. I'm John Phil. Take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and tune in for another episode of Ugly Thirds.